When House of the Dragon promises a dragon fight, we expect a clash of titans, living nuclear weapons tearing the sky apart, shaking the very foundations of Westeros. But what we actually got in the Vale showdown felt less like an epic fantasy war and more like a messy parking lot fistfight. Don't get me wrong, the hype leading into this moment was massive. We were about to see a raw, untamed, wild beast cornered by three of Team Black's heaviest hitters. In Martin's world, a dragon battle is supposed to be pure, unadulterated terror. When a dragon slams into the earth, you are supposed to feel it in your bones. But the moment Syrax, Seasmoke, and Caraxes closed in on Sheepstealer, something felt fundamentally broken. The scene left a massive portion of the fandom asking the exact same question. What happened here? How did a 3-on-1 dragon ambush look so entirely underwhelming? To understand why this scene felt so wrong, we have to look past the character drama and talk about a massive failure in physics, CGI weight, and visual chaos. The biggest issue with this fight boils down to one word: physics. In the early seasons of Game of Thrones and the best moments of House of the Dragon, the visual effects team treated dragons like living skyscrapers. They moved with a terrifying momentum. When they landed, dust clouds erupted, trees shattered, and you could practically feel the kinetic energy radiating through the screen. But in the Vale, all that heavy, visceral mass completely evaporated. Look at how the dragons interact with the environment here. There is almost no debris, no blinding smoke obscuring the view, no scorched earth. Instead of massive mythical beasts tearing each other apart, the choreography and tight camera angles trapped them on the ground. It looked exactly like four angry foxes tumbling around in the mud, or stray dogs fighting over scraps in an alleyway. By stripping away the visual chaos and the environmental destruction, the show made these apex predators look remarkably ordinary. But the visual execution is only half the problem. Because once you look past the weightless CGI, the actual math of this fight makes even less sense. How does a 3-on-1 ambush by Team Black's deadliest weapons fail to instantly kill a single wild dragon? Let's do some basic Westerosi math. In one corner, you have a 3-dragon strike team. Caraxes is a battle-hardened, bloodthirsty killer with decades of combat experience. Seasmoke incredibly swift, agile, and aggressive. And Syrax, the queen's personal mount. In the other corner, a single, unarmored, mud-brown wild dragon. Realistically, this ambush shouldn't have been a fight. It should have been an execution. A 3-on-1 dragon assault from Team Black's heaviest hitters should have ended the entire conflict in less than 5 seconds. Sheepstealer should have been instantly overwhelmed, torn to shreds, and reduced to ash. But instead, we watch this lone, wild beast fend off 3 massive predators simultaneously. How? Because the show relied entirely on thick, unyielding plot armor to drag out the narrative. On the surface, it looks like a glaring piece of lazy writing and poor combat choreography. But what if there's a much deeper, more sinister layer to this failure? What if the math of this fight didn't make sense? Because one of the writers purposely sabotaged the execution. It's time to talk about Daemon's master plan. What if the underwhelming nature of this fight wasn't a mistake by the show? What if it was a deliberate choice by the rogue prince himself? To understand this theory, we have to look back at the conversation Daemon had with his daughter right before the ambush. Rhaena was drowning in guilt over Jace's death, and Daemon didn't just comfort her, he made a pact. He promised to help her train, and explicitly stated they would hunt down Vhagar together. When Rhaenyra and Adam unexpectedly ambushed them, Daemon immediately went into damage control. He was putting on a performance. He needed Rhaenyra to believe he was loyal. But then comes the moment that left everyone scratching their heads. Daemon, one of the most skilled, experienced dragon riders in Westerosi history, clumsily falls off his saddle. According to the theory, this wasn't a mistake. It was a calculated distraction. By intentionally allowing himself to get knocked to the ground, it triggered Caraxes' protective instincts. Caraxes immediately disengaged the fight to check on Daemon, giving a heavily bleeding Sheepstealer the exact window it needed to escape into the fog. Think about the military strategy here. Daemon is a tactical genius. If he allowed Caraxes, Syrax, and Seasmoke to slaughter Sheepstealer, he would destroy most likely a better weapon against Vhagar and Team Black's best chance at winning the war. By secretly throwing the fight, he kept his master plan alive. Once the heat dies down, the path is clear for them to track Vhagar down together. But does this brilliant narrative twist excuse how visually disappointing the scene actually looked? When we tune into a dragon war, we want to feel the heat of the fire, the shattering weight of the impact, and the absolute chaos of the skies. Turning a clash of mythical titans into a low-stakes ground scuffle felt like a disservice to the scale this show is capable of. But what do you think? Drop your theories in the comments below, hit that subscribe button for more deep dives, and I'll see you in the next video.